Hi guys, this is Akshay Jaiswal from CMS Business School and Specialization MBA IFA. So today's agenda will be talking on two topics. The first one will be regarding the discount factor, which is using the interest rates, using the cash flows, and the second one will be talking about the debt schedule. So taking not much of the time, let's just head back to our Excel sheet and from there we shall follow. So it's two tasks. So basically, the first one will be the debt schedule, and the second task we have here will be our the using of discount factor using the interest rate of 10%. So let's get back to the first task. So here the task one is at XYZ Limited, the company we are looking at has an outstanding loan of 120 million at the end of 2015. The company agrees with its bank manager that it will repay its entire debt in next 10 years, making constant monthly payments at 4% interest rate. Calculate the outstanding loan that XYZ Limited will have at the end of 5 years. So you can see in this particular diagram that which shows 120 million debt as of 31st December 2015, and we are supposed to find the debt of 31st December 2020 and 31st December 2025. Coming on to the first solution, assuming that number of period, here on the task one question we have given that we have to repay the entire debt in next 10 years. But then they have also told that calculate the outstanding loan of XYZ Limited at the end of 5 years, right? So talking to the first solution, the number of period will be, it is basically simple. It's 10 years, so we have to find monthly payment, right? So it will be equal to 10 into 10 is the number of years, and we'll be multiply it by 12 because we have to find how many months he has to pay. So it will be 120 months. So that's equal to 10 years. And now the interest rate, the annual interest rate, if you come back to task one, it was said as 4%. Okay, making constant monthly payment at 4% interest rate. So the annual payment will be at 4%, but now we have to find it at monthly rate. We have to find it monthly. So it will be equal to 0.04. Now it is annual. Annual means 12. So monthly we have to divide it by 12, which will give us 0.33 percentage. And what is the outstanding loan amount? So the outstanding loan amount is 120 million, right? So let's just take 120 and then add 7 zeros. Yeah. Okay, let's just do this. Yeah. Yeah, it's been added. So it is 120 million, right? Now, now we need to also find how many months he has to pay. That is monthly payment. So here we'll use the function called equal to PMT. So PMT is nothing but payment. So let's just click on this payment, and then let's just go to this FX that is called function box. Click on this. You'll have this tab called rate net par. Net N par is your net number of period, and PV is your present value, FV is your future value, and the time. So let's click on rate. So what will be our rate? We have to take 0.33 as our rate, that is monthly. We are going to calculate on a monthly basis for the monthly payment. So we have to take as 0.33 as monthly, that is C6 will be our cell reference for rate. And coming on to N par. N par will be the number of years for the payment of the loan, which is how much? 120. And coming to our PV, that is present value. What is the present value? The present value is 120 million. Yeah. And then, so you can see the cell reference for rate is C6, which is this one, the interest rate one, the monthly tab 0.33, and NPR, that is number of period, that is this, that is C4, that is 120, and present value, which is in C7, that is also called as outstanding loan amount, and which is 120 million. And then just click OK. Now here you can say it is showing me in red color or in the red words. What you have to do, it is basically which is telling you it is in minus. Since we cannot show it in minus, just add a minus symbol before the function PMT. Okay, just add and just press enter. So now this thing has gone. So which means the amount is in positive. Uh, the amount is positive. It is only because I have added the minus function here, that is before the function PMT. Coming back to our this table, this the very own table. We going back to the question, they have also told that we have to calculate the outstanding loan at the end of 5 years. Yeah. So 5 years is what it is. 5 years. So 5 into 12 is 60. So we have to find it for 60 months, right? So you can see this. It is down till 60, right? Yeah. So what we have to do? Let's just type in the payment. So that is equal to. See, we have to take this monthly payment because we are doing it on a monthly basis. That is 1 month, 2 month, 3 till the 60th month, which is 5 years, right? So how much he is going to pay? So click on this value and click enter. Yeah. Now you need to find interest. So how will you find interest? It's very simple. So what you have to do is equal to this value. Yeah, this value into outstanding loan amount and click enter. Oops, sorry. 1 second. This will be equal to, yeah, so interest, you have to find interest rate, right? So it is 0.33, which is this value into the outstanding loan amount. Yeah, click. And so this will be your 4 lakhs will be your interest. Let's make it, okay, let's do it 30. Now coming back to principal amount, how will you find principal? It's simple. It's like the payment, this amount minus interest. So it's principal equal to payment minus interest will be your principal amount. And what will be your residual debt? Residual debt will be equal to outstanding loan minus principal. Just click enter and you will find, voila. And coming on to your second year, since the payment is going to remain for the same for every 60 months, so it's better to just paste it like this and just okay, what maybe I can do is do this, enter, and then put, yeah, here you go. So the payment period for the next 60 months will remain the same. And coming on to the interest, it's going to be on the same basis. So which is equal to, which will be residual into the interest rate. Okay, click enter. Here the interest rate, and then coming to principal, principal, the formula is equal to payment minus interest. This will be your principal. Right. Now for residual value, for the previous one, we did, that is principal minus outstanding loan. Right. So that's how we got our first year's or first month's residual value. Right. But for the second month, what we have to do is equal to, we have to take residual debt minus the principal amount. Okay. That is 8,17,000 something. Yeah. Click enter. You can see this. Yeah. But there's one catch. If you add this down, you will get this, which is not a figure. Okay. Check this. Which cell it is selecting. So it is not correct, right? So what you have to do in this case, is make this cell reference called C6 to be constant. The constant function we use is function F4 to make it constant, and then click enter and then select the row and just drag it down. Here you go. You got your value. and now change it into currency format. Put it in dollars or rupees or whatever you have required to do. Make it to currency and then add comma so that you can know what exactly or how much exactly it is being told for you to do. I mean, sorry, oops. Yeah, here you go. So it's not, so you have all got it till 60th year. Okay, since we have told to be found till 5 years, not 10. 10 means it should go 120 and your residual debt at the end of 120th month will be zero. It has to be zero because by then you will be cleared your debt, right? So, but here they have asked us to calculate for 5 years, so that is 60 months. That is 60 months, and you can see that the value is still there. It's not zero because we have not reached or we have not completed our debt. We still have a few more or 5 more years to pay for our debt. Yeah. So this is your task one solution. And coming to the task two, here we have to calculate the present value of the two scenarios below. Use 10% as the interest rate for the calculations. So you can see here there is scenario one and scenario two, where you can see the number of debt or the interest rate or the values have been given. For my easiness, what I've done is I've just added the number of years, that is 5, and the cash flows already. Yeah, you can see that is the 32 million 550, 36 million 940, 450, 41 million 580, 44 million 550, 48 million 250, which is on the case of scenario one, right? And for scenario two, it is 43 500 500, 38 million 900 and 450, 32 million 580, 29 million 550, and 19 million 250 for the scenario two. Now here we have told we have to calculate the present value of these two scenarios using 10% as our interest rate. So calculating 10%, so DF is nothing but our discounted factor or discount factor. PV is our present value, right? So to arrive at DF, what you have to do? It's a simple formula which is equal to 1 divided by open bracket 1 plus. Now what is the interest rate? So interest rate is 10%, so which is 0.10. You can write it 0.10 or 0.1 also. Close the bracket. Now you have to use the power symbol. So the power symbol in Excel is shift and number will be 6. Yeah, so it is shift and 6 will give you this small exponent icon or the symbol, and then you can click on number of years. What is number of years? This is 1. Just select this and click enter. So you will get close to 0.0. Now if you want to make it 2-digit after point, it's okay, or if you want to make it 3-digit also, it is fine. I suggest you make it 3-digit, that is 0.909, and then it is followed for the same. So instead of doing it again like 1 divided by 1 plus 1 0.10 the whole power 2, what you can do is just click on the first discounted factor, and you can see this sign changing into plus. Just double click it. It will automatically fill. It is 0.82, say 0.751, 0.86683, 0.621. You can see the cell reference. It has taken 2 years, and then followed by this D8 will be 3 years, and D9, and then D5. Yeah. Now to calculate PV, that is present value, it's easy to do that. It is equal to cash flow value into discount factor. Click and you'll get the value. If you want, you can just after point, if you want to add the value, or just round it off totally. I suggest you round it off totally. Yeah, you just round it off totally, and then since the formula for every other row, that is year 2, 3, 4, 5 remains the same, that is cash flow into discount factor, you just don't have to manually type it. Just go again to the end of the first year and click here, double click here. It will automatically give you. And the total we have, in the total we have used the sum function, the function called sum. So equal to sum and the total of this. You can see this equal to sum and the total of this. So this is your scenario one. Now coming to scenario two, assuming this also has the same number of interest rate, that is 0.10. So here formula will be equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 0.10, closing the bracket, and shift 6 and the number of year. Here we have to close the bracket in order to ensure that the function works properly, and just click enter, and here you have got 0.91, which is also same. Yeah, it is same because the discounted factor for both the scenario is same. If suppose we have different discount factor, assuming uh, it is at 12%, or maybe 8%. Let's take 8%. So 8%, what will be the formula? You have to just change it to 0.08 and then click enter. You will get your value here. So it is very simple. You just have to, according to the interest rate, you will change. In this case, it is at 10%. So let's change it to 0.10 and click enter. So it is 0.909. Again, you don't have to type it manually. You just have to go at the first year's DF, that is discount factor. At the end of it, just double click it. It will automatically fill it. And calculating the PV, as I've already told, it is the same way which how you have to calculate, how you calculated in this scenario one. So which is equal to the cash flow value into discount factor. Yeah, and then click enter. Maybe instead of just round it off, just round it off. Yeah, and same, just autofill it. So here you go. So the total for the first one is arrived here, and the total for the second one is also arrived here. So as you can see, guys, that we have done with both of our solutions. So this is task one, where they asked us to find the debt schedule or to calculate the debt schedule at the end of 5 years, giving telling that we have to repay our entire debt by next 10 years. So we have arrived at this debt schedule, and you can see that at 60th month the value is still not zero because we have taken the debt till 10 years, so which is 120 months. So for the next another 60 months, at the end of the 120th month, the residual debt has to be zero. And this is your solutions, and you can see the number of paid is 140. The interest rate and the monthly payment has been calculated because we are going to calculate on the monthly basis. And then coming to the task two, where we were given two scenarios, that is scenario one and scenario two, where they asked us to calculate the interest rate at 10%. And here you have used the discount factor as the PV functions, and in scenario one, and you have arrived at the total, where your discount factor is used in the formula of equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 0.10 to the whole power 1. And uh, you have calculated your present value using cash flow into discount factor, and you have done the sum of all the PV which you have got, that is present value, for both the scenario 1, that is, and scenario 2. So that's it, guys. Today it was an honor. Thank you, guys.